Let me know if you've ever seen this verse, man. It's a very popular verse, but I'm going to show you something that you may have missed. 1 Corinthians 3. So this is where Paul had written the letter to the Corinthians, and he was trying to address some things that they were saying. You know, some were saying, I'm a follower of Paul. Some were saying, I'm a follower of Apollos. And then, let me read from verse 4. It says, when one of you says, I'm a follower of Paul, and another says, I follow Apollos, aren't you acting just like people of the world? After all, who is Apollos? Who is Paul? We are only God's servants through whom you believe the good news. Each of us did the work the Lord gave us. Now, this is a verse that we know. I planted the seeds in your heart, and Apollos watered it, but it was God who made it grow. Now, check out what verse 7 says. It's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is that God makes the seed grow. Verse 8, the one who plants and the one who waters work together with the same purpose, and both will be rewarded for their own hard work. God doesn't reward us for the increase. He rewards us for the planting and the watering. Did you see that? That blew my mind, because I've always believed that when God says win souls, he literally means you need to win souls. And so you don't get the reward until that soul is won. But this verse is saying it's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is that God makes the seed grow. The one who plants and the one who waters work together with the same purpose, and both will be rewarded for their own hard work. Who has seen that? So when God gives you an instruction to go and speak to that person, he's not telling you that you need to convert that person. He's telling you, please just go and sow a seed. When he gives another person instruction, he's like, just go and water that seed. I'm the one who gives the increase, not you. But guess what? You'll be rewarded for planting and watering. That freed me. That, poof, like I've never seen that verse before. Like, who has seen that verse before? Our reward comes from planting and watering, not from the increase. Exactly, true, so that will help you remain humble. So evangelism right now should be on the rise. You should not feel any pressure to evangelize now, because your job is just to plant. But guess what? Because if you read further down, it says, for we are both God's workers and you are God's field, you are God's building. Because of God's grace to me, I have laid the foundation like an expert builder. Now others are building on it. But whoever is building on this foundation must be very careful. For no one can lay any foundation other than the one we already have, Jesus Christ. So whatever thing you are laying has to be laid on the foundation of Jesus. Anyone who builds on that foundation may use a variety of materials. And I can't wait to, I've been telling the Holy Spirit, we need to meditate on this verse, because I want to know what these materials represent. It says, anyone who builds on that foundation may use a variety of materials: gold, silver, jewels, wood, hay, or straw. But on the judgment day, fire will reveal what kind of work each builder has done. The fire will show if a person's work has any value. Which means that there are a lot of seeds that we plant. Maybe God didn't send us. Maybe that is straw. But he's saying that on judgment day, fire will reveal what kind of work each builder has done. The fire will show if a person's work has any value. So it is possible to work, and the work that you are given has no value. Which is why Jesus lived the perfect life. Everything he did, when they weighed it on the judgment scale, it was gold. Everything had value because he was operating in obedience. And I feel like these materials are probably levels of obedience. But I need to study it deep to really understand and find places in the Bible where it's mentioning these materials to really figure out what it's about, right? But gold was in the Garden of Eden. So that's number one thing that is jumping out to me. But on the judgment day, fire will reveal what kind of work each builder has done. The fire will show if a person's work has any value. If the work survives, that builder will receive a reward. So your reward is based on your work surviving. Oh, vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor. Oh, I like that. Yes. But verse 15 says, but if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. The builder will be saved, but like someone barely escaping through a wall of flames. So it means that you can be saved, but in heaven, you will not have any reward. Because it's saying that if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. The builder will be saved. He will make it to heaven, but like someone escaping through a wall of flames. And so if you love this video, there's a lot more from where it came from. And if you haven't heard, we've started a live Bible study class. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen some of the shorts and the 60-second wisdom nuggets that the Holy Spirit has been releasing through this platform. But at some point, the Holy Spirit told me it was time to transition from feeding people to teaching people how to feed for themselves. And so for the next 183 days, we're going to be studying the Bible together live on YouTube and TikTok between 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing a chapter a day for the next 183 days. We're going to be studying the books of Genesis, the 4 Gospels, Acts, and the letter of Paul to the Romans. We're currently in the book of Genesis, and it has been mind-blowing. It has been an amazing experience studying the Bible with a lot of you guys. If you want to catch the replays, they're currently on the YouTube channel. Go to the live section and you see it on there. I believe that, one of the things that the Holy Spirit wants to do through this platform is to teach people how to study the Bible for themselves. How to study for revelation and not just for information. How to make the Bible practical in your everyday life, where it's not just a Sunday thing, but a Monday to Sunday thing. Because I believe that the church right now is not as strong as it should be because we are overly dependent on the pastor. You see, the shepherd's role is to guide the sheep to where to eat. The shepherd is not supposed to feed the sheep. And today we're in a church where people are dependent on the pastor to feed them, as opposed to the pastor guiding them on how to feed themselves. And so that is what this platform, I believe God has raised it to do, is to teach you how to study the Bible for yourself. Because when we can all go into the Word to feed for ourselves, that is when the church will begin to rise to the level of where we can be called the light of the world. And so thanks again for watching. The replays are going to be available on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.